Bolt action strategy: how to use ambush to destroy Hanamag flamethrowers. Most US players lose to Hanamag bombs because they're building the army in the incorrect way, really. And the scary part, you're probably making the same 3 mistakes right now. Aloha everybody. This video is going to be a wee response to one of my regular viewers. He's having a little bit of trouble with playing his friends. He seems to be getting beaten quite a lot, and he's asked me to try and help him out and give him a few pointers. So in this video there's going to be a lot of looking at my notes, so I apologize for that ahead of time, but let's get into it and let's give you the situation first. So his friend is running Hanamag bombs, so Hanamags with submachine gun squads, probably engineer squads, because they have a flamethrower in them. He's having trouble stopping them by the sounds of it, coming up and just taking out his units. Now the tables they're playing on are quite heavily populated with scenery, so a lot of buildings. He sent me a photo of the tables, or the table that he was playing on in one particular instance. So a lot of buildings, but not very many ruins. Typical sort of town built up kind of scenario. Now, also in those photos he showed me, his friend was running a tiger tank. So big thumbs up for running a tiger tank. But if you look back to the video just done previously, yeah, tiger tanks, probably not really worth the points. So for us, trying to beat them, that could be quite a good thing in actual fact, which kind of sounds a little bit counterintuitive. Now, the regular who we're helping out here, he runs US Army, and it looks as though their games are about 1,000 points. And 1,000 points, he plays 18 dice. Now, with his opponent, if he's playing a tiger tank, that's 1/3 of the opponent's army. So it's likely they don't have as many dice at 1,000 points, because the tiger tank takes up quite a lot of points. So we do want to try and get the dice advantage if we can, but we want to try and keep the dice advantage. And looking through the list, he has roughly 3 regular US infantry teams, 9 men. Yeah, 8 or 9 men's probably about right. He has them at regular, and it's my guess they're going to die fairly quickly if they get attacked by submachine guns and the flamethrower. So my advice was, rather than take standard US infantry, take paratroopers. Paratroopers are a lot more survivable with the stubborn rule, and that's going to help you out for a start. You can take paratroopers regular. I think if you can't, I would actually prefer to take them. I prefer to have 2 squads of veteran paratroopers than 3 squads of regular US infantry in this particular case. Oh, the scenarios, they tend to just roll the dice for the scenarios, so any of the scenarios could come up. So really, to help you out, what we're looking for here is to have an army that's tough to kill and is going to kill things. Now he also has, presumably keep the dice count up, he's got 2 inexperienced light mortars, I think it was, and he also has a heavy weapon squad with at least 2 inexperienced heavy machine gun teams. Now those are going to hit your dice count very quickly, because they're fairly easy units to take out if the opponent can get a line of sight on them. So because those units are going to be exposed if they're firing, this list has no observers in it. So because they are going to be exposed if they're firing at anything, they're an easy target. And if I was playing you, I'd be trying to take out those inexperienced squads as quickly as possible to bring down your dice count and help me to kind of take control of the game if I can. So again, I would recommend you lose those out of your list or try and make them veteran. But personally, I would put points somewhere else. He's also running two M15 gun half-tracks. They come with a heavy autocannon and two heavy machine guns. Brilliant. Run them myself. The difficulty with them is they don't have recce, and because there are no ruins on this table or woods that I can see, you can't run them into cover to fire. So I would think about possibly taking Chaffees instead. If you take Chaffees Veteran, if you can afford it, they have recce on them, they have fast, so they're more maneuverable, and I think you might have more success with either one Chaffee instead of the two M15s, or if you can squeeze it in, two Chaffees. But two Chaffees are probably pushing it at 1,000 points. What else have we got? We've also got a bazooka at regular. Now, my guess is that bazooka is dying fairly quickly. He does put it in a Jeep. Now, the Jeep is just a standard transport Jeep. So, what I would try and do, if I can manage it, is I would try and get a recce squad. So that I can buy a Jeep that has recce on it and then put my bazooka in the recce Jeep so he can go up into a very exposed position. If you don't pull the first dice, he's recceing out of trouble and you're saving him. Is what I would do there. For a recce platoon, you could take the MP squad, it's about 30 odd points, and lieutenant, you could take an inexperienced lieutenant probably for about 21 points roughly, and that would give you access to one Jeep or even possibly two Jeeps, and or you could even take a recce half track to give you an armoured transport, put one of your paratrooper squads in, and it gives you the option to be a bit more aggressive if the situation arises. I wouldn't necessarily want to do that. It also gives you another heavy machine gun on that half track, even though it's firing the 3 shots instead of the 6. Hopefully that's all making sense so far. So, what else have we got in there? Yep, taking through those. Now, the thing with the Hanamags is you want to know what their effective range is. So if the Hanamags are not on the roads, so remember to get double movement on the roads, you must start on the road and finish on the road. So if they're not getting the entire movement on the road, to attack you, they have to advance 9 inches, and then the troops inside can advance 6 inches, and then the flamethrower can shoot 6 inches. So in actual fact, we have an effective range of 21 inches. So you want to keep your troops outside the 21 inches of those Hanamags with the flamethrower if that's what's causing you a problem. Okay? If they get a run on the road, that's going to add an extra 9 inches to that. So we're talking 30 odd inches. So you just want to be aware of that. Watch where the roads are. But I'm going to give you a little trick in just a second. Now, if you find this is useful, go listen to the end. I've got a little trick right at the end of this. But if you find it useful, why not like and subscribe down below so that you get notified every time there's a new video going up. And remember, give me all your comments down below. Do you think this advice is worth it? Do you think I'm talking rubbish? Go and let me know down below. So, to carry on. What are we going to do about this? Now, the game that he told me about, they were playing Hold Until Relieved. Not one of my favourites, but you know, we play them all. They're all good fun if you're making them. So, what we're going to do about this list. Now, the Tiger Tank. If they're playing a big tank against you, the old kind of way of dealing with this in version 2, and it still works today, is if you don't have anything to take it out, ignore it. A big tank generally has one main gun and one hull mounted gun, so they're going to fire at 2 targets, and if you can keep your targets out of line of sight, they're not going to really do very much. Generally they're going to have to move, so they're hitting you on 5s. Now admittedly the German medium machine gun's going to be putting out that extra shot against you, which does actually make it significantly better than just the, the normal MMG for some reason. It just seems to. However, it's only a medium machine gun. Now, the big gun, you just want to keep out the road of it. it does, on the Tiger tank, it does have a 3-inch template. So you don't really want to be in a building, and you don't really want to leave your troops out in the open. So get them in cover. Be patient. Don't go towards this army. Okay? Let them come to you, because that's where the trick is. So the Tiger tank, for the time being, ignore it. Let it do its thing. At worst, it's going to take out 1 unit, assuming it gets to fire. I mean, if it hits you, if it moves, it's rolling 5s to hit, which means over a game, it's likely to get 2 or 3 hits. And whilst we don't like it, we can afford to take 2 or 3 units out if it really comes to that. But in actual fact, what's he going to do? He's maybe going to take 1 or 2 units out at most, and it's a third of his army. So ignore it. Okay, we've got the airborne in. So the airborne are going to go down. They're going to make it really hard to kill. And you're going to put them in ambush. This is the secret. For this, ambush is your secret. Put the Paratroopers down, put them in ambush. Don't fire at the Hanamags. Wait until the flamethrowers jump out. Kill the flamethrowers is the way to sort that one out. Now, also, I would put 2 bazooka teams in there. Either, I would probably keep them regular actually, because the chances are they're going to die. However, they're there for a reason. Now, bazookas have a shaped charge, and I will put you to the Panzerfaust videos somewhere around here. I've got a series of Panzerfaust videos which are essentially using shaped charge, and I do have another one coming up which is about shaped charge in buildings, which can be especially effective. Forgive me while I adjust my seat. So, with the shaped charge, bazookas in some ways are much better than Panzerfaust. With bazookas, you've got a multiple use Panzerfaust that hits over a longer range. If you get these within 6 inches firing at point blank, they will be hitting on 3s even if you're moving, which is quite handy. But your little guy, he's probably going to die next, because they're going to take that straight out at the first opportunity. With these, what I would do is, because you've got quite a heavily scenery populated table, put these guys in ambush where those tanks are going to come. Okay, so put them hidden, put them in ambush. So if that tank comes up the road, you're gonna bazooka him, preferably from 6 inches. He's not going to come up that road. So you're using them to keep those Hanamags and that Tiger tank back. Does he really want to bring his Hanamag up to within 12 inches of a bazooka? Probably not. Put them on ambush, cover the roads. He's not going to get those Hanamags anywhere close to you. Ambush is your secret here if you're not already using ambush. Put them next to a building. Somebody runs into a building. Again, they're going to regret that if it's within range of your Panzerfaust. So again, kind of, you know, as I've reiterated, learn how to use ambush. What else have we got down here? Buildings, videos, Chaffees. Yeah. So it's ambush and bazookas are going to stop your Hanamag bomb. And remember, track vehicles, if you go for the track vehicles, try and get them, if you can, into cover, and particularly into woods, or as I mentioned before, ruined buildings. Because remember, they can go in those ruined buildings, put them behind a wall, because remember, they treat wall as a barricade, and track vehicles just run straight over barricades with no effect on them whatsoever. So again, that's quite handy to know if you are going to keep running the M15s or even the Chaffees. You know, bear in mind, if you get the chance, you can run across, go up into point blank, get that extra +1 of penetration. Again, Chaffees, get them into ambush, let them come to you, let those Hanamags come down the road, and you're going to be firing at +3 on them instead of +4, armour on armour. Okay, I've probably whittled on for long enough. Thank you very much. Please remember, like and subscribe down below if you can. That would be fantastic. And we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now. Most US players lose to Hanamag bombs because they're building the army in the incorrect way, really. And the scary part, you're probably making the same 3 mistakes right now. Bolt action strategy: how to use ambush to destroy Hanamag flamethrowers.